Good evening, Bahamas, and thank you for joining us for the Ministry of Financial Services, Trade and Industry and Immigration's report to the nation. My name is Janice Miller, and I'm the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry. I will serve as your moderator for today's report. Our ministry is headed by the Honorable Ellsworth Johnson, who will now present an update on the work we've been doing and our plans for the future. Welcome, Minister Johnson.
Please unmute my minister. Who's the technical person over there?
I do apologize. Good afternoon, Bahamas. I would like to begin by thanking the Most Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis, for this opportunity to speak directly to the people and commend him and my cabinet colleagues for their commitment to transparency and accountability in governance. Yet again, we are setting a precedent that I hope will serve as an example for future administrations. It is a privilege and honor to stand before the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas today to give an account of my stewardship of the Ministry of Financial Services, Trade and Industry, and Immigration, and the progress we have been making with our future-focused agenda. My team has prepared an introductory message to give you an insight into who we are and what we do.
At the Ministry of Financial Services, Trade and Industry and Immigration, our mission is to lead the way on policies related to movement of financial resources, goods, and people.
We cultivate growth within the financial services sector, serving as a stabilizing force during this time of economic uncertainty.
We will expand opportunities for Bahamians to participate in international trade.
And we will continue to protect our borders and facilitate the legal movement of people for the benefit of all Bahamian people.
Developments are underway across all departments to pave the way for new industries and new services.
We are in a time of unprecedented change, and the Ministry of Financial Services, Trade and Industry, and Immigration is evolving with the times.
Our agenda includes the modernization of departmental rules and policies,
the introduction of COVID-19 safety policies for workspaces and public facilities,
the digital transformation of operational resources and components,
the development of new sector and subsector opportunities,
and capacity building exercises to upskill existing staff and recruit new talent to fill skill gaps.
Through strategic innovations, we are creating a foundation for long-term development.
We're bringing about a transformation that will spur growth for the next 5 years, 10 years, and beyond.
I would like to thank my dynamic leadership team for all of their efforts. It is through their hard work and innovation that we are able to achieve our goals. 7 months have passed since COVID-19 pandemic first arrived at our shores. Since then, the government of the Bahamas has taken well-measured steps to care for our people, bolster the economy, and manage our nation's finances. The ministry has a crucial role to play in ensuring that these goals are met, regardless of the challenges we face. It is our duty to fulfill our mandate and ensure that we are making progress on our key objectives. We will continue to push forward with our agenda of national advancement through innovation. In this report, We will provide you with a department by department overview of all the major initiatives launched by my ministry and the expected impact of each initiative, beginning with financial services. The financial services sector continues to be a key component of the economic engine powering the Bahamas' position as a global leader in financial services. As the nation's second largest industry behind tourism, financial services represents a significant pillar of our economy. Throughout the years, our financial services industry has proven resilient, having survived numerous challenges such as blacklists and gray lists. Building on our past success, the Financial Services Unit must adapt to the challenges of COVID-19. On July 20th of this year, the Central Bank of the Bahamas released results from a survey of internationally active banks and trusts. The results from the survey are reassuring. All institutions have been able to maintain effective operations in the new environment, and financial impact have been minimal. This is excellent news for international financial services, and we are pleased that operations have continued in a resilient manner. Indeed, this month, we learned that the Bahamas improved its ranking in the Global Financial Services Index by 36 places, securing the place of second in the Caribbean and Latin America. We are proud to see such a significant improvement, and we expect more progress as we continue to invest in the future of our financial services sector. Effective policy implementation requires the expertise of a balanced team working together like a well-oiled machine to get the job done. This is what we are building within the renewed Financial Services Unit. After 5 years of challenges with executive leadership, we have hired a new team, inclusive of a new director and the first ever Deputy Director of Financial Services. We have also prioritized the hiring of additional financial services officers. To ensure that all team members are aware of the latest trends and best practices, we have secured commitments from major financial services partners to provide training for all of our officers free of charge. Ultimately, to ensure that the Bahamas remains competitive within the global financial services landscape, our ministry is fully committed to investing in the recruitment and cultivation of talent. COVID-19 has not prevented our team from continuing its work to promote the Bahamas' financial services industry and engage with our local and international stakeholders. On May 20th, the ministry held its first ever virtual symposium to rave reviews. This was a collaborative effort involving ourselves, the Ministry of Finance, the Office of the Attorney General, the Office of the Prime Minister, and the Securities Commission of the Bahamas. The attendance and response from industry stakeholders, both local and abroad, was overwhelmingly positive. We are now planning a virtual trade symposium that is expected to mirror this success. Not only has the symposium allowed us to effectively address engagement issues during the pandemic, it also fits into our overall digital transformation model, and we continue to be utilized moving forward. In the near future, we will have the opportunity to host another financial services symposium in conjunction with the Economic Recovery Committee. During the pandemic, we have worked collaboratively with the Bahamas Financial Services Board to promote the Bahamas as one of the world's top financial services center. We are determined to see the financial service industry bounce back stronger than ever and let the world know why the Bahamas should be the clear choice for financial services. I would like to thank the CEO and Executive Director of the Bahamas Financial Services Board, Ms. Tanya McCartney, for her leadership in steering the course during this time, and would also like to congratulate her as this year's winner of the prestigious Woman of the Year Award by International Investment in the UK. BFSB has also been shortlisted for the Best IFC Award by World Briefing's 2020 Europe Award under her watch. With the support of the Ministry of Financial Services, the Bahamas Financial Services Board has partnered with local and international agencies to host a number of virtual events and facilitate international publications, which includes the BFSB's annual Gateway magazine, the release of the International Investment 2020 Special Bahamas Report, the hosting of the Opaleski Roundtable, a private invitation-only meeting facilitated by leading voices in the financial services industry, the highlighting of opportunities and trends for Bahamas captives in the Captive Insurance Times, and a feature in the International Investor magazine. With our partners at BFSB, we are leveraging all avenues to highlight that the Bahamas is still the best choice, even during these uncertain times. Another critical element in our digital transformation is the launch of the ministry's first ever website. You can visit us at mofstii.gov.bs, where you will have access to the latest news and updates straight from the ministry. Prior administrations have explored this idea, but under the leadership of this administration, we were able to get it done during the pandemic. By the end of 2020, the ministry will launch the Tax Residency Certificate. This certificate will enable expatriate residents and investors to prove that they are resident in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Through this certificate, we will provide access to financial accounts and income records according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development's Common Reporting Standards. The end result will be the elimination of opportunities for those who seek to use our financial services system for tax evasion and avoidance purposes. We are in the consulting phase of the Tax Residency Certificate implementation and working to draw together the differing views of key stakeholders. This will ensure that the final version of the Tax Residency Certificate legislation is the best version possible. Our efforts have been universally hailed by local and international observers alike. As of yesterday, we tabled in Parliament a number of amendments to existing statutes as a part of our agenda to modernize the sector and bring it into compliance with international standards. The financial services industry has been keen to see these amendments made law for quite some time. These include amendments to the Companies Act, the International Business Companies Act, the Rule Against Perpetuities Abolition Act, amendments to the Property Execution of Deeds and Documents Act, and the Foundations Act. The ministry is creating a 21st century legislative framework for the long-term stabilization and growth of the financial services sector. The end result will be positive growth for the nation's second largest industry. Our goal is to keep the sector in good standing and promote the Bahamas as a user-friendly international financial service center. We have been working to advance trade as the third pillar of our economy. Expanding trade in the Bahamas will mean greater economic stability and diversification, both of which are in high demand as we grapple with the global pandemic. In 2018, the value of the Bahamas exports totaled over $500 million, and there is still much room for growth. The Trade and Industry Unit is currently undergoing several changes as it is revamped to be more efficient and effective in carrying out its mandates. Despite the difficulties posed by COVID-19, we continue to push forward with our substantive agenda. We are in the process of retooling our team by filling our leadership needs. The most significant hire in this process has been the appointment of a Director of Trade who will be supported by an expanded team of trade officers. The unit is engaged in an ongoing initiative to improve the ease of doing business across all sectors. In keeping with this objective, my ministry is improving access to applicants under the Industries Encouragement Act and improving the speed of processing requests. The Industries Encouragement Act provides duty-free concessions for the importation of machinery, raw material, and building supplies for locally based manufacturers, as well as exemptions for real property tax. Local manufacturers will enjoy a faster process that gives quicker access to related tax relief and concessions. The new registrants under the Industries Encouragement Act can apply and pay online for concessions via the Industries Encouragement Act page on the ministry's website. Because we have given special attention to improving the Industries Encouragement Act's application process, the ministry has granted close to $230,000 in concessions since July of this year. Melissa Darville, whose company Shiver makes sorbets and ice creams, recently registered under the Industries Encouragement Act. Here's what she had to say about the experience with the process.
So what we do is we make sorbet using the local fruits and flavors, and we distribute to local stores, convenience stores, gas stations. We even do walk-up sales. The Industries Encouragement Act, we actually found out about that process while we were doing our business plan and planning. They asked us about our product and they were analyzed, and then they told us how they would be able to help us. It may have been a few weeks to maybe a few months to get everything done, but we were always in contact with the people at the office. We were assigned a case person to when we applied for a manufacturing exemption, and that person was able to communicate with us and give us all the help and answer all the questions that we needed. These concessions are a lifeline for us because in actuality, you have a lot of expenses that come into play when you own a business. You write your list and you say, these are the things that we project that we may be important for the entire year. Now, not everything on that list will be approved. I think every local manufacturer should apply for this because when it comes to the dollar value, you're making money, but half of that is going back into something that you don't actually have to pay. So those funds could actually be going into your revenues. If you have the opportunity and if you care enough, do the paperwork and do the legwork and get the concession because it's there for us. That's why it was put in place. It's there so that businesses can have an opportunity and so that we can start to propel our economy.